Okay, this video should be probably a little bit shorter, and for a lot of people it's going to be pretty simple. And what this has to do is with editing the rows and columns to get more data, less data, more accurate data, whatever. So we will do it here on this file that I'm currently using. Let me save this so that I can undo it. So you got your RPMs here. Right click, columns. We're going to edit the labels. Now let's say you want it to be more linear. You literally, just like that, you make it more linear. Now your data is more linear across the board. That way you can, edit stuff a little bit simpler. Okay. Let's say your vehicle, you want a higher RPM, 7,000 RPMs, same thing. Now keep in mind that this doesn't change the data in the table itself. So when you edit things like this, you're going to have to go through and make changes into here. So here's 1800 RPMs, okay? Now if we made this 7,000, 1800 is going to be way down here. So a lot of this data you're going to have to move physically down to where it should be and create or populate new data up to the 7,000. Row access, edit row, same exact concept. You can make any changes you want. Obviously I would say don't go too excessive, and just make sure that you know how to move around and edit the data properly so you don't screw your vehicle up. Certain vehicles will have major jumps, like all of a sudden it'll be 45 here and 200 here. Well, the hell, that's going to make drivability not that great when you have a bunch of data in between that you can't really edit. So instead we move the 200 all the way down here. We add more tables in here. Now I don't think that you can change the data, but I don't think you can add more. Like, you can't just extend the graph. So you need to work with what you have, unfortunately. So you can play with it, move it around. Just make sure that you edit the data appropriately so that way your vehicle still runs like it should. Now if you do change this and you already have logs set up for your vehicle, make sure you change your histograms to match. But for vehicles, like let's say I set the red line at 5,000 on this Cummins. Well, it's going to hit this 3,500 table, and it's going to carry this data all the way to 5,000. And you might not want that. You might want it to go higher. You might want it to go lower. So there is times when you are going to need this, and this works for virtually any vehicle. I have done it a lot, especially on Hemi vehicles. I've done it on LS vehicles, and it does come in handy. And you haven't always been able to do it with Hptuners, so it is super simple. But like I said, when you make changes, make sure the changes that you make are small and not extremely large changes.